How are you doing there?
I'm very good, thank you. Yourself?
Well, I'm okay.
Well, I just wanted to let you know that I had spoken with our legal advisor. I work for the police department, spoke with Baird Green, and I run the Calea office. And I understand you had wanted to come up and view our manual?
Yes, I do, and I probably wanted to copy a couple of the pages. They told me they didn't allow it, but I know for education and research it is allowed, but what do you know?
Well, actually, because it is copyrighted and relying upon the advice of the city attorney's office here in Tucson, I'm not going to be allowed to let you make any copies of it. But if you would like to get a hold of the Calea folks, I think that they might be able to do that for you because it is their manual, their material.
Well, they already gave me one part of it.
Okay.
And they invited me to purchase it, but I do know that when you go to the library and photocopy something that's copyrighted, you're allowed to do it for education and research.
Well, and I really don't want to get into an argument with you about that, but I am relying on the advice of counsel for the department right now.
Okay.
I'm going to be able to do that, but you're more than welcome to come look at it if you'd like to.
Okay, and once again, I don't mean to sound argumentative. Sometimes you guys think I like to argue, but I like to find out what's actual factual and what's not.
Okay.
Because I just spoke with TPD Internal Affairs Alan Smith a couple of days ago, and he told me that if you guys have a copy of it, then it's maintained basically, and that it is public record. So do you think that guy gave me false information?
I wouldn't say false information, but without having been privy to the conversation, it's kind of hard for me to even comment on it. But he may have been under the impression that it was not copyrighted material, or perhaps it was our material.
Maybe that's possible. He's also
doesn't work in the office. He's not as familiar with the Calea manual.
Yeah, he was also under the impression that the TPD doesn't take anonymous complaints, but the policy says it does, and so does the accreditation manual.
Actually, we do take anonymous complaints. My understanding is that situation was remedied already, that the lieutenant of the Internal Affairs Section sent you a letter earlier in October letting you know that we do take anonymous complaints.
Right.
And, in fact, we actually have taken quite a few of anonymous complaints in the past. So that was one anomaly, I'd like to say, where he gave out some incorrect information, but that's been rectified, and he's well aware that we do take them now.
I see. Rectified meaning he won't tell anybody else that they don't take anonymous complaints and that they do.
Certainly, we hope he does not. He's a smart man. I'm sure he's got that right now.
Okay, what do I got to do? Just come down there to the front window and tell them I'm there to review, well, I guess it wouldn't be review public records by what you guys say. Review the whatever it is manual, the Calea manual.
It's called the Calea manual. The best way to do that is I'm going to have one of my staff assistants who works in the Calea office help you with that. She's already off for the afternoon now, what with it being a voting day, but she's going to be back in the office tomorrow morning. So I was going to see if you would be able to call her by chance, and then she would be able to help you along those lines reviewing the manual.
Okay, let me get a number, and then I'll take it from there.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Go ahead.
Okay, her last name is Soltero. That's S as in Sam, Oltero. Her first name is Maria, Marie, IA. And she works here in the Calea office. Like I said, let me get her a direct line for you so you don't have to hunt around looking for her. That might make it a little bit easier. And we are housed at the main station. So once you set up a time with her, you will just come to the main police station, come up to the front window there, and let them know that you're here to meet Maria. And then there's an office right off the front area there at the station, and she'll just sit there with you while you view the manual. Her office phone number is 837-7731.
837-7731?
Yes, sir. And I'm going to give you my name and phone number again, just in case you have any trouble getting a hold of her. I'm out of the office at training the next 2 days, but feel free to leave a message. But just in case you guys are not able to touch base, and my last name is Souter, which is S as in Sam, Outer. First name is Elise, Elise, and I'm a lieutenant with Tucson Police.
A lieutenant?
Yep.
Okay.
And my office phone number is 837-7732.
Okay, and do you guys only have one of these manuals down there? If I decide to purchase one, if I needed too many copies, well, you're not going to let me make copies from what you say anyway.
Can't let you make copies, and if you decide to purchase one, you have to purchase it from Calea. We don't sell the manuals.
I see, but they're not public record.
Well, according to the legal opinion that I have from our city attorney's office, it's copyrighted and I cannot give copies.
Okay.
I cannot allow any copies to be made of it. Now, you're certainly welcome to write down material if you want to. So if you want to bring a notepad and pencil or pen and take notes, that's great.
Okay, because I'll need to keep track of exactly what pages I'm reviewing. That'll work.
Exactly.
Okay. I know the legal opinion is what it is at this point.
Yes, sir.
If I put in a written records request outlining the Title 17, copyright, fair use, educational research, commentaries, and all of that, do you think I might get a different response than now?
You know, it's hard for me to say. My understanding is if you did that the request would end up back with the city attorney's office. So it's doubtful that much would change. But if you feel that's something you want to do, then, go ahead. I don't deal with the public information release very often, so it's kind of hard for me to give you any opinion or advice on that. But if it's something you feel strongly about, it doesn't hurt to try.
I have another question, and maybe it's for a librarian, not someone from the police department. But if you're in the library and they have photocopy machines, and you're copying a book, which of course they're mostly copyrighted,
right,
and it's for education or research or something of that nature, then since they do allow you to do that there, what do you think the difference is from your department, agency to the library? Because
I have no idea on that.
See,
So that's probably it's best asked of the library on how they're allowed to do that.
Well, I wouldn't ask them if I went there, because I was thinking they probably got the manual down at one of these law libraries. I mean, you'd think that it would have to be at the one down there at the college campus or whatever, and it's got to be reviewable and copyable at the library. Do you have any input on that?
No, sir. I'm not even familiar if they have it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna thank you for your time there, and I do want to review this. And in regards to the guy telling me that no, they don't take anonymous complaints, and it being handled by Internal Affairs. Well, it was closed, and maybe he won't do it again, but that I was never re-interviewed, and that was never followed up on, and the case was closed without any merits being attached of anything I articulate. I know that's not you, but I understand they did something, but I don't see what they did. It was if I'm trying to report a crime of criminal activity, and that information is delayed per the statutory authority, well, then it could be construed as obstructing a criminal investigation, to which I allege that. And then my complaint's whitewashed, no policy violations, no law violations. I articulated it pretty understandable, I thought, and reserved the right to be re-interviewed and add supplemental witness information, etc., etc. And they just closed the case.
I'm not familiar with that. I don't work in that section, but if you feel that it's something, now that you do know that we do take anonymous complaints, again, I realize they sent a letter to you on October 6th letting you know that we do in fact take anonymous complaints. So if you feel it's something that you would like to have them look at again, then go ahead and call the Office of Internal Affairs. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to help you with that.
Well, you know what? I actually did that, and the last sentence of their letter says that I can call them with any questions. And oddly enough, they didn't want to talk to me and told me to put it in writing, trying to waste more of my time. And it just seems like we could have talked about it right then, but they don't want to talk about it.
It's difficult for me to comment on that, sir. I don't work in that section.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks again, and I'm gonna go ahead and call this number, Maria, tomorrow.
Great.
And see what we can accomplish.
Certainly. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. You have a good day and a better tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Did she know I was recording her? This has been an official TTRT documentation. The time now is 4:46 p.m. It is Tuesday. It is 11/2/2010. That is November 2nd, 2010 in this documentation. Now.